Welcome everyone today. Today I am going to go over specifically the SAT Practice Exam 1, problems number 4 to 6. Make sure if you need to look at the prior questions, we do have that in the prior video, but today we are specifically going over number 4 to 6. As usual, what I do is that first I go over the problem real quick and then I explain that problem in depth. And so let's get started. So number 4, if 16 is 10 more than 14, okay. 10 more than 14, so 16, okay. So for number 4, I was able to get to the answer C. And so I'm going to copy down the specific key things they mention. So they say, so before I just copy this down, there's a word problem-esque thing that you do need to understand. So in this problem, it states that it is 10 more than 14. That means that 10 more, the word more means plus. And so that means 10 plus 14, which equals to 24. So that means that this equals is going to be equals to 24. So that's why in the beginning I wrote that down right here. Afterwards, they're asking for what is the value for 8x. That is my end goal. And so for this problem, right off, when I'm given this type of equation, 16 plus 4x equals to 24, the important thing is that I need to now solve for x so that I could plug it back into here. And so first thing first, I move this minus 16, 8 equals to 4x divided by 4, x equals to 2. And that's going to tell me what the value of x is. But be aware, that is not the answer. It's asking for 8x. So a lot of people might choose A accidentally for this question. So make sure you are careful to read what the question is asking for. So afterwards, when x equals to 2, I plug it back into here. So it's going to be 8 times 2, which is going to equal to 16. And 16 right here is the answer C. And so that finalizes my work for problem number 4. And now I'm going to go ahead and continue on to the next question. So now I'm going into number 5. So for number 5, which of the following best shows negative association? Negative association. So strong negative association. Okay, it's going to be D. Okay, so for this question right here, for number 5, it's a little bit particular because it's not specifically just math. It's actually a statistics-based question. And it's asking the idea between what is strong versus weak. So for example, for A, if you try to connect the dots a little bit, it sort of creates like a line that's going down right here. And so for this question for number 5, I know this is going to be a negative association. It's like negative slope, but it's just the patterns of where the dots are going, sort of going towards. But that being stated, the reason why I had to reread this, I ended up rereading this for a moment, was because I realized that A and D actually are both negative association. But as for a strong one, if you look at D, it's a lot more close, right? It looks like it's getting closer to looking like a line. This one doesn't look as it so much, so it's going to be a weak negative association. This one is going to be what we call a strong positive association. Because the slope is positive, the line that's trying to be created looks close to each other, and this one's going to be sort of has no association. And you could tell that it's sort of just a little bit all over the place, just clustered in the bottom part, and that's why I knew for number 5 the answer is D. And so that concludes my explanation for number 5. For number 6, let's see. So 1 decigram is that, okay, 2 decigram. How many given box? How many 1 milligram? Okay, got it. Okay, so it's 20 grams. 20. Okay, so for number 6, the answer is D. And this question mainly focuses on sort of conversion-based practice. And so for number 6, I'm just going to copy down the key information. So 1 decigram equals to 10 grams. 1,000 milligrams equals to 1 gram, and they state that there's 2 decigrams they give decigrams, and they ask how many 1 milliliter. So we're going to unknown milligram. Okay, so when I am doing this question, the important thing I noticed was that, well, this one changes 1 to 2. So technically, if I have 2 decigrams, and I'm going to just keep track of the conversions here, 2 decigrams, I need to multiply by this by 2. So I'm going to multiply this by 2, which is going to be 20 grams. Okay, and the part is this: when 1 gram equals to 1,000, so right now I have 20 grams and I'm trying to change this to my final answer right here, which is some unknown amount of milligrams, so unknown right now. Well, if 1 equals to 1,000, well, I mean, that means that I have to multiply this technically by 20, multiply this by 20. So I know that 20 times 1,000 is going to be 20,000. And so thus, in this question, is asking me which one of these is the answer, and thus, because I got 20,000, my final answer is D. And that concludes my explanation for number 6. And that concludes my explanation for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe and like us on Facebook. We're going to continue to make more videos like this for you. Have a wonderful day.